Has vaccine production also become very political as well, so that individual countries want to have the vaccine first for their own citizens? And that will mean that the general amount that is available for global use will become reduced. In other words, I suppose you could call it vaccine hoarding.
It is bound to be there in any kind of this situation, although there is a lot of discussion that the hoarding part should be avoided. In fact, Bill Gates came out with a statement recently that we should make vaccines available only for high risk individuals and there should not be any politics involved. However, when the actual vaccine production take place, what will happen? Perhaps the companies which are in the countries where the vaccine development has taken place, the citizens of that country will demand that first vaccine should be available in our country. Fortunately, what is happening today is there are 150 candidates of vaccines which are being developed across the world. There are countries which are committed to vaccine research, is like US, China, Russia, India, and companies in Europe. So a lot of development which is taking place across the world. And the way I look at it, it will not be only one vaccine which will be coming out. 4 or 5 vaccines will take place. And then the dialogue will help us to ensure the equitable distribution. And it may not be 100% perfect, but there is a lot of consciousness. There is politics which is going to be involved. But at the end of the day, we'll like to find out level playing field.
That will benefit some countries that have pharmaceutical production already. For example, India doesn't seem to have much problem with that because obviously you produce so many of the vaccines. But what about the rest of us who don't have a lot of pharmaceutical production? Should we be afraid of the fact that India, China, and the United States, and even Europe might want to keep the vaccines for their own citizens, then it doesn't come out to Southeast Asia or to Africa or to South America?
I would like to assure here that the Indian Prime Minister has been always making a statement that global solidarity and cooperation is important at the COVID times.
In March, though, the Indian government said that it was going to suspend the export of a certain number of sensitive drugs. So what's there to stop that happening again?
That was a big learning for us. Initially, that time, China, the infection had just started. We were dependent on China for the supply of key starting material, and we were not very sure what will be the production. So during that time, we took a call that let's take a stock of the situation because the people around the world, they were holding some of the supplies being made from India. Once we were able to take the stock of the situation, once the dialogue took place between the Indian industry and the government, we uplifted the restriction. And when we were able to assess the overall requirement, we started the supplies again.
But you do acknowledge that
I hope for the best. I hope for the best.
Yes.
Dialogue took place between Indian industry and the government and Indian industry started the supplies. And today, we can be proud of the fact that Indian pharmaceutical industry has been able to supply the medicine around the world during the toughest lockdown which happened in India. There is a dependable supply of medicine, and we are confident, and our Indian companies are ramping up the vaccine production, and I'm sure they will be able to supply.
Who's going to decide, though, who gets the vaccine first?
The intellectual property of the vaccine will lie with the company. So the company which has discovered the product will have the first right, and the government of that country.
But Mr. Jain, doesn't that mean that the country that discovers the vaccine first could hold all the rest of us to ransom?
Hopefully, that should not happen because there has been a great role of the global organizations in the development of vaccine. And it is the time for the healthcare industry around the world. It is the time for the political leadership to respond. And so far, the companies have been responding in the right way. There's a collaboration which is taking place. And I think the right solution will come out.
Well, you are being very hopeful, but unfortunately, there's also the possibility that it goes the other way. It goes towards vaccine hoarding, the whole distribution of the vaccines becoming politicized, so that the country that finds the vaccine decides that the people whom they like best, in other words, the countries who work in their favor, will get it first, whilst those who are not in their favor will be further down the line.
This possibility cannot be ruled out, Lynn. And the good part of the story is that not only one country is developing vaccine at the moment. Yes, there may be first vaccine coming out, say, in the month of January, second may come out in the month of March, April, but we will have vaccines coming out, 4 or 5 vaccines, I think, and I have hopeful that there will be number of candidates which will ensure that there is a supply which is taking place all over the world.
So the important thing is that many countries keep pursuing the development of the vaccine. That will prevent at least some of this kind of holding to ransom problem developing.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right that different countries, different companies should be involved in the vaccine development. And it is a good part of the story that there are 159 candidates of vaccine which are in development stage. There are 7 and 8 candidates which are undergoing phase 1 and phase 2 human trials. So we have got choices. The chances of monopoly are going to be relatively less. So it is important that multiple places the development takes place.
It'll be fine to find a vaccine, but if it's going to be extraordinarily expensive to produce the vaccine, that's also going to be a great hindrance to many people receiving it. How in the world are we going to make sure that the pharmaceutical companies, even the ones that you're representing, don't go into price gouging, that they don't decide that, you know, they're going to really jack up the price, everybody's going to need it, and everybody will be forced to pay?
You believe our philosophy, Len, Indian Pharmaceutical Association believes in the concept of affordable healthcare. And we have been fortunate that our member companies have been able to get HIV medicines around the world at the lower cost.
What about the existence of a black market? Could I not pay my way to get that ahead of the 65-year-old elderly lady who lives in a nursing home?
These kind of problems will come in. But over the years, over the months' time, I think the balance will come in when there may be a second or third or fourth vaccine come into the picture. What will perhaps happen when the first vaccine comes in? These kind of problems we will face it to the hill. And at that moment, it is important that we try to build the dialogue. So by the time second or third vaccine comes in, the system becomes more equitable for everyone.